Swan is one of them.
I
You know
know
what I'm
that.
saying?
I know that, girl. I know it.
I mean, you were fired when you accepted.
This used to be
White.
my beauty supply store. I had an account.
Oh, you going way back in the day. What you looking for?
Perfect powder bleach and Vivante.
You won't get that here.
And baby, that smack don't stick to nappy heads. Now, if you want some Kizzy's Daughter pomade or some Miss Zora's buttercream, hell, even some juicy ass Jerry curl, I got you. Try Dee Dee Dale's downtown.
I rather swallow mucus.
Why don't you tell us how you really feel?
Todd, good morning. Jeff in Las Vegas.
Good morning, Jeff. How are you?
I am doing great. I just finished your movie about an hour ago. Wow, I really loved it. What an emotional, charming film. I really enjoyed it.
Thank you. Thank you. I like your background there.
Oh, thank you. Got to do it upright for this.
Yes.
So I read that Swan Song, it's the final installment of your Ohio trilogy?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're loosely connected. There are three films that I shot in my hometown, starting with Edge of 17, which is currently on Netflix. And then I did a movie called Gypsy 83, which I'm in the process of restoring right now. And then Swan Song is the third one. They're all shot in Sandusky, Ohio.
And Udo Kerr plays Mr. Pat Pitzenbarger. I love that name. Former hairdresser, living in a nursing home. His life is folding napkins. Is that what his life's come to?
Yeah, I mean, he was somebody that always was doing something with his hands, you know, in his real life. He was always creating things with his hands, amazing hairstyles, gardening, you know, he did ceramics based on a real person. And it's almost like his hands, now that they're idle and have nothing to do, are just like almost doing like white noise, you know, just something to keep his hands moving.
And his friend passes away. Yeah, his friend passes away. One final request to do her hair for her funeral, but he still holds anger and a grudge towards her, doesn't he?
Yeah, they have some, you know, they have some unfinished business they haven't spoken in like 20 years. And so a lot of what the film is about is, you know, learning to let go of anger that we carry in our lives in order to kind of move forward, move on. You know?
Yeah, and the loss of his lover, you know, it's just about him in the final stage of his life, just letting go all this anger and despair.
Exactly. Absolutely.
And it turns into a road trip movie because he ends up leaving the nursing home and making the journey to Sandusky. And I don't know if you remember a movie. It reminds me of The Straight Story with Richard Farnsworth.
Absolutely. Yeah, that was a huge influence on this film. I loved The Straight Story. Loved it. And so, yeah, we kind of used to pitch that this was like a gay straight story.
Yeah, perfect. And even Pat's scooter, he was on the little scooter and I thought, hey, there's the lawnmower.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, homage. Yeah.
And there was a scene at the gravesite that really, really choked me up. And, you know, I love how you put a balance of humor and drama in this, because one minute he's shoplifting in a convenience store in front of everyone, and the next moment he's grieving his lost lover. And it's just, I thought it was a really great balance. How did you achieve that?
I don't know. That's just kind of part of what I try to do, you know, like I never really mean for things to be funny, but they just kind of come out that way, you know? So, but Udo was able to, you know, to show both of those sides. I think a huge part of it is a testament to his performance, you know? Great
timing. Yeah, absolutely. He remind me of a hairdressing Truman Capote, the way he dressed. That is not.
Yeah, totally.
And did Mr. Pat's rings, did Udo's rings have any kind of significance to you, or were they just props that you picked out? Or
there were rings that we got around town. None of them were actually Pat's rings. Those, I don't know what happened to them, but Udo wears like a gold necklace throughout the film that was Pat's, and Pat's sister let us borrow that for the shoot. So.
Oh, wonderful. That's excellent. One of my fondest memories, this was like 15, 20 years ago, it was a long time ago. I was doing a junket in London for what was the name of I can't remember the name of the movie. It was with Reese Witherspoon where she's the ditzy girl. I can't remember
Like Legally Blonde?
yeah, Legally Blonde, but it was a sequel and it was set in, and I went over to do the interview. And one of the people that I interviewed was Jennifer Coolidge. I've interviewed her many times over the years, but that was one of the first times. And I did the interview with her. And then I was walking around by myself in Harrods later on that afternoon. And there she was. We actually hung out for an hour shopping in Harrods, so I'll never forget that. And then another time I interviewed her and I go, hey, I haven't seen you since our shopping trip. And I think it was Eddie Izzard was a co-star. And he was like, what's going on here? She is so sexy. She is so funny. And I just think she's one of the greatest comedians there is. But here, she shows her dramatic side.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, I'm really proud of that. She's still a bit funny, still got a couple of funny moments, but
she can't help it.
Right. Exactly. But yeah, you really see a whole other dimension of Jennifer, which to me, I'm a huge fan of hers. So it's like a dream of mine to work with her. I've like kind of been obsessed with her since I think I first saw her in American Pie as Stifler's mom. And to be able to, show this other side of her and everything, that she can do more, than just comedy as an actor, I think I'm very proud of that, I love her performance.
Oh, I do too. I'm best in show. I love her. Just, she's someone, when you really meet her, she's nothing like her characters. Right. I love how she can just play these and she's nothing like that. I love your use of music in this movie, from jazz to standards, classical, even opera. So did you think of that music beforehand when you were writing, or how did that work out?
Some of them were songs that the real Pat, like loved, like there's a Shirley Bassey song when he's riding on the scooter called This Is My Life. That was a song that the only time I ever saw Pat actually do drag, he performed that song. And Pat loved Judy Garland and Dusty Springfield. So I've had this movie in my head for many, many years. And I've had like this playlist, of all these songs. Probably started off like burning it on a CD. Now it's like in iTunes, but I've had these. When I think of Pat, I think of these songs. So yeah, I was amazed that we were able to get the rights to them for the film. I mean,
sure, it wasn't
every
cheap,
song we wanted, we were able to get, so that was amazing.
That's the biggest expense for a movie, is the rights for music.
It can be, yeah.
Well, you do the same technique that Tarantino does. He thinks he gets a song and then he gets the song first, and then it inspires him and he writes a scene to it. So yeah,
I'm very inspired by music and all my films. Yeah.
And finally today, tell me about premiering at South by Southwest. Very exciting.
Yeah, we're very excited. I mean, there's like 2,000 people that are going to watch it online, and that's bigger than usually happens at a festival. So I'm excited that it can be, seen by more people all over the country, and not just people that, can get to Austin. That said, I've never been to Austin and I've never been to South by, and so I'm sad to not see it with people in person, and hope to get to go back there someday.
Well, rest assured, it's a wonderful film, and I appreciate you talking to me today, and good luck at the festival. And afterward, come visit us in Las Vegas. We'd love to have you.
Absolutely, man. Thank you so much.